But despite the media's deceptive coverage, Biden continues to struggle in the polls, especially among working-class African-American and Latino voters. Joining us now with analysis, outnumbered co-host Kayleigh McEnany and Fox News contributor Ari Fleischer. Let me ask this, because I think this is important. Kelly, I'll start with you. It's obvious the brand was Joe. Joe, the lie isn't just once. It was a repeated lie as a candidate and as president. Never spoke to Hunter, brother, or anybody about foreign business deals. He's up to his eyeballs in it. Hunter has no experience. He's an addict at the time by his own admission, and he's taking in millions of dollars from some of our largest geopolitical foes. So explain to me, what did he do for that money? What did the grandchildren do for the money that was funneled to them?
Well, Hunter Biden could have offered finger paints that he did with his crack pipe, which we know go for anywhere from $500,000 and upwards. But outside of that, what was he offering Burisma? Of course, Sean, you state the obvious. Ahead of that meeting, there's a meeting that sticks out to me. It's the Dubai meeting at the Four Seasons. This is with Burisma executives. He's sitting there. Devin Archer testified to this. And there had been multiple pressure emails sent to Hunter Biden, pressure to get Victor Shokin fired, the prosecutor looking into Burisma. Devin Archer wasn't present for the conversation, but we know Hunter Biden dialed up his father, the vice president, puts him on speakerphone. 5 days later, Joe Biden then goes to Ukraine, where he delivers a speech about, guess what, digging into corruption in Ukraine involving the prosecutor, Victor Shokin, who we know goes on to be fired. Coincidence? I'll leave that to you all, but doesn't seem like much of a coincidence to me.
All these countries, all this money, no experience, admitted addict at the time. Ari Fleischer, what are we looking at?
Influence peddling. It's pretty plain and clear. But there's a level of corruption, too. And
is it
that's
bribery?
The bigger issue, Sean.
Is it bribery?
Well, it depends on where. It very well may be. We have to find out if Joe Biden got any of this money, as emails indicate that the money that went to Hunter was split with his father, and that Joe Biden expenses were paid by his son Hunter or his brother, then of course it's bribery.
Well, hang on, Ari, just to be clear.
I'm just focused, Sean, but Sean, hold on a second.
But wait, this is important.
Even without it being any money reaching Joe Biden, it was an act of corruption for Joe Biden not to get put on those phone calls by his son. Joe Biden got himself on those phone calls. No one made him do it. He voluntarily got on those calls as the vice president to influence the partners making business decisions that resulted in Hunter getting money. That's an act of corruption by an elected official, regardless of whether he got money. Now, if he got money, it's even worse. But what he did in and of itself that we already know about is an act of corruption 20 times.
But the bribery statute, what I was going to tell you is, if an elected official takes an official action that benefits a family member or enriches a family member, that fits the statute. That would be guilty. Here's the question. Where's the media? Kayleigh McEnany.
Great question. I mean, they've covered the Trump indictments over a 39-day period, according to Newsbusters, for 500-plus minutes. Precisely 0 minutes on Devin Archer and the Biden corruption scandals. You know, this is a big deal, Sean. Even if, let's say you're delusional in the liberal media, which we know they all are, even if you don't believe Joe Biden said anything on these calls, they discussed the weather. We all know that's improbable. You'd have to be an idiot to believe that. But let's say you believe all of that. In the least, we know Joe Biden lied. He said he never spoke to his son. Now he's moved the needle. I never was in business with my son. We know that those are not true now. He lied, and the press won't cover it. It is a total and blatant cover-up. It is media malpractice.
Ari, will the media be forced to cover this as more gets revealed every day?
Well, I think if they begin an impeachment inquiry, as Speaker McCarthy talked about, then they have no choice. But they're going to cover it in a slanted, negative, biased way. The deck is stacked, and we all know it.
All right. Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Kayleigh. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.